Hey folks, Allison here. Well, I have a question for you. Who has set the agenda for your life? Sometimes we think we're so self-determined, we're making all these decisions, but let's face it, there are so many things that were predetermined in your life. Where you were born, who your parents are, where you lived as a child, your parents decided that, you didn't have much to do with it. Who you became friends with was largely determined by what class you were in, who was on your block, even as adults, our peer group at work and things like that. But I think so many people just go along, and it's just like life just happens and we just kind of go along with it. And there are so many things that we strive for or worry about that are not agendas that we've actually set for ourselves. A lot of people never stop and think about, what do I want my life to look like? What should it look like? What's good for me? We're so influenced by the culture through television, social media, magazine covers, if anybody reads magazines anymore. You know what I mean? All these things that are put out there, all these fashions that we follow, some of them look ridiculous, and yet people just go along with them. So very few people stop and say, hey, what do I really like? Well, where do I really want to be? So we're approaching, after the holidays, January comes and we start thinking about our resolutions. Where do we want to be? What do we want to accomplish this year? What do we want to change in ourselves this year? So I think that as we're leading up to that, I think it's a great time to reflect on who has set the agenda in my life. What are the predetermined things that I had no choice over? God did, though. Keep that in mind. God put you where you are in the family He put you in at this time in history for a reason, for a purpose. And His plan is always perfect. So sometimes we're trying to get away from, where we grew up with a family of origin or something like that. But maybe we need to embrace it. Maybe we need to look and say, okay, God put me here. But He also what are the dreams you've had on your heart? What are the things that you've always wanted but maybe never thought they were okay to even strive for? This is a good time to look and say, all right, the things that I am striving for, that I've been striving for, are they making me happy? Did I come up with this on my own? Or is it something I saw on Pinterest? So many people are trying to have the Pinterest-worthy life today. And I'm not putting Pinterest down. I love Pinterest. That's my favorite social media. You get so many nice things and decorating ideas and recipes and stuff like that. But the reality is, most of us are not going to have that Pinterest-worthy life. All right? It's a great thing to strive for, but sometimes we have to ask, is that something I really, really want? Do you want that perfect decor where everybody's afraid to even touch anything or even cough, Do you want that? Or is it okay to have a house that looks lived in? Nice, but lived in. So I think it's time to start really thinking, who has set the agenda? That, all right, I have to go to college, and then I have to get a job, and I have to do this, and I have to do that, and we have to have the double income. We have to, we have to buy the house in the suburbs, whatever it is it working for you? And who has set that agenda? Now, when you're discerning, especially once January comes and we start setting resolutions and start thinking about the future, which is a great thing, pray, all right? Pray. What is God calling you to? All right? He has the perfect plan. He made you. He knows what is best for you. So it needs to be a prayerful process. Again, those things that are predetermined, they were allowed by God. So He intends to bring good from all of that. It might be humble beginnings. It might be very wealthy beginnings. Whatever it is, there's a reason. But now God is also calling us to discern, to listen, and to move forward, because each and every one of you is needed in the kingdom. Each and every one of you will have an impact on your family, perhaps for generations. How do you want to be remembered? What do you want to pass along? what really matters in your life? Who has set the agenda? And our culture is very strong right now, trying to set an agenda that in many cases is not realistic, is not healthy, is not life-giving, is not satisfying, but it looks good, right? It might be very attractive at first, but is it what you want? I mean, just think about, the message in the 70s especially was that women can do it all, right? We can take care of the home, take care of our children, work full-time, volunteer, all that, and women are breaking down. Are you really called to all of that? Is it really realistic, or what's going to give? Now, I'm not saying women can't do all these things, but do you want to? Is that your agenda or someone else's? And I think that more and more people, women and men, are stepping back and saying, wait a minute, is this culture working, or do we sometimes need to go back to those basics? All right, the simpler life, all right, being home, spending time with our spouse, our children, and things like that. Again, we can get caught up in the busyness or the striving, but who has set that agenda? I think it's a very important question. I hope you take some time and reflect on it. And then in January, we're going to really talk about how to move forward in positive ways, because you can make an impact. And it may not be a global impact, but it might be a big impact on your family, on your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren. God has great things for you. He has a plan for you. And when you tap into it, you are going to find such peace, such joy, and make such an impact. God bless you.